Hey, everybody, welcome to the second edition, but the premier edition of the 2025 Tuscola Football Mountaineers here on the Tuscola Football Network. And I'm, as usual, year three here. I'm David, and with head coach Jonathan Crompton on the Jonathan Crompton Coaches Show. We've got some really special guests in here today. And before we get going, welcome, Jonathan.
Thanks for having me.
It has been, as our longtime viewers will attest, we hadn't even been on the air, and the last 12 minutes have been very hard.
They've been fun. They've been fun.
They've been very, very hard, Coach.
We just need a blooper
They've
show.
been very, very, very hard.
I take offense to this.
So we're gonna delve into some of the off season. We're gonna talk a little bit about fall camp. We've got our brand new defensive coordinator, Coach Tim Hawkins. We're going to talk about your journey to get here. Trevor Seibert, Coach Trevor Seibert, the special teams coordinator, plus many other hats.
Many's not the word.
And head coach Jonathan Crompton. Boy, Jonathan,
What's up?
It's been a long time since Hickory. Whew, it's been a long time. And now it's coming 1,000 miles an hour.
We blinked and we were here, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, because we had a good off season. Kids were hungry, so the winter time went quicker than you would think. Thank you for that. So it just, like I said, I mean, yes, it's been a long time, but it also feels like it was a week.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had a good winter. Kids busting their butt in the weight room with just winter conditioning and all that. So it's been a fun time. Summers went by. Heck, we blinked and the summer's over. And I think probably every school feels the same way. You always feel like you need to get more done and all that. So yeah, it has been it's been 7 months, roughly 8 months. I don't know. Math ain't math in a day apparently. So I'm in the weight room, not in math class, I guess. But 9 months. There we go. We got it. Thank you, Coach Everett. But so it has been a while, but it's been a fun time getting here.
A lot of changes, and we're going to talk about some of those changes here in just a few minutes, and a couple of things real quick before we get to the meat of this thing. The drink drive for the football team. I talked to Amy. We texted back and forth here just a few minutes ago, and please, guys, continue to bring those drinks. Those kids need them. They deserve them.
Well, it's for post game meals for JV and varsity to make sure that they're for all road games. Make sure we live in the mountains. It's called like it is. Everybody's got far away games, so make sure they get enough hydration on the way home, especially for the JV players that's got to go to school on Friday, and then varsity leading into the weekend. So any of those help. Obviously, as it says on the flyer, prefer 20 ounce, but anything helps. Anything's appreciated, and we've already got a lot. Our community is amazing and helping in those things. 6
cases down at my office. That you need either all come by or you all come by whatever and get them. And Gatorade, Powerade, Body Armor, 20 ounces are preferred, but again, anything. And just like last year, when you called me or I brought you your Friday peanut butter sandwich, and I walked in your office that day, and I couldn't even see your desk.
Yeah. So, like I said, we have a great community that's willing to help.
It is an amazing place, and people really support this program. And going back to what Coach Brooks said last week, and by the way, what an amazing time that was, Jonathan. I know that you guys were up there watching film, and I know that you wanted to be here, but. Man, his passion, his passion for that tea, he could have stayed here. He would have talked until midnight.
But there's a reason why he'll go down as, in my opinion, the greatest coach in Tuscola history. The field's named after him for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, in credit to him. So he's, great man, great individual, and he knows as well as anybody. My office door is always open to him.
Yep, and let me say this because he's old school in the fact that he says I'm not going to come and barge my way in, but he just wanted me to, and I'll tell you, if you need him, you call him anytime, 24 hours a day. And I think that's a good thing for this program to have people that care. And again, his passion was off the charts. And he's, we're going to talk about that a little bit. But anyway, I want to thank our sponsors, then we're going to get to work here. I'm going to start with mine, Crompton's Auto Mart. Come see me. We need some business. 1256 Delwood Road. Before when you decided that you were not gonna, you literally ran that thing for me for 4 years, and we made a whole lot more money when you were down there. So, send me some business. Sutton and Sons Antique, Ryan. Man, Ryan, his passion for this program and for this community is off the charts, and it should be scrolling on the bottom of the screen. All our sponsors, and we're going to change one. I'm not going to get into the details with how it's worded in a little bit. Mountain Oxygen Services, Heath. I am a client, and as I said the other day, when COVID happened, and everybody that knows the story of Janet and myself, your mom and myself, when COVID came, and what they did without me even knowing, and them showing up and making sure that because I'm telling you, your mom wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. They literally came and said, no, that's not going to happen. And you never think that, and they're great people. Heath girls basketball coach, and he's going to be on here. And we're going to talk some basketball and all that good stuff. Caffeine and Chaos, John and his family, year 2. Have you had your blueberry this year yet?
I have not been by there to get it yet.
But I know you'll get your blueberry
scone. I'll call
it. The print house, Chris has got our stuff down at his place. It's gonna create everything you see at my business is Chris does. And Chris is phenomenal, and he and everybody down there. And then Amy Spivey, Amy's real estate, and we're going to change some things as far as how that is on or it's worded. But anyway, Amy, her support of this program, I think that she does a lot of things behind the scenes that aren't anything to do with the real estate. So we got great people that are supporting this program. So I just want to make sure we got all that out of the way, and I'm going to put all this down here. And now it's time to go to work. Jonathan, I'll let you introduce your two coaches properly, and because it's things have changed.
Well, yeah, I mean, not in a bad way. We're trending upward in a lot of ways. Some things happened this off season, and I had been in touch with Coach Hawkins about putting Cherokee on the schedule, and when he decided his own personal path, I may or may not have bugged the absolute ever-living crap out of him.
May or may not.
I'll neither confirm nor deny those allegations about getting his butt on this side of the mountain. And, with all of his years of experience, Smoky Mountain, Franklin, Cherokee, just actually started his career actually here at Tuscola, and I'll let him get into that right out of college. So one of the biggest pickups, honestly, we could have had, not just this offseason, but probably in the last 10 years at this school was Coach Hawkins, getting him this way to be our defense coordinator. And then obviously Coach Cyber, his second year with us, special teams coordinator, receiver coach. We'll call it safeties, corners coach, because I've got the other sides, but DB coach, JV offense coordinator, laundry guy. We can keep going. Obviously, we split the laundry dude out. That was an inside joke. But having these two guys here takes a lot of pressure off of me.
Yep.
Say it that way.
And then, Chad Haynes. We're going to go down the list here a little bit. Chad Haynes. Man, I love that guy.
Yep.
And he bleeds. He bleeds the heel. He bleeds the T. And I can't wait for him to be on here for us to talk about his journey. I'm going to Brent Rathbone.
Yep.
Brent is a Mountaineer from the top of his head to the bottom of his toes.
He is.
And he does anything that's asked of him up there. Justin Reinhardt. Justin, I've met Justin, Coach Reinhardt. I apologize, Coach Reinhardt. I met his wife the other day. Coach Reinhardt better toe the line.
No, we were laughing. We were like, we don't know if we want to be a part of that conversation. When you and her talking, me and him, we saw it. And we're like, oh, we need to go the other way. You know.
But it's good to have him on staff.
Yep.
It's great to have him on staff. Coach Seibert, we're going to get into that in a little bit, and then the Mondays. I will tell you, and all joking aside, Braden Monday coming back home, being a part of this, I think is that's what we need. We need somebody that understands, that's been here, like you, that he's young, he's energetic, and he's not going to take excuses. And just having him on staff, I think, is a great thing. And we'll talk about the weight program a little bit, and then Michael Monday. Now here's the deal.
Don't mess with Big Mike.
I don't think that anybody wants to. Hey, look. We don't want to get in a wrestling match with the Tuscola coaching staff, because the rest of you guys can just stand back and watch Mike.
Yes, we're behind Mike all day.
And defensive line. I think I believe defensive line, and his passion. Again, I go back, and I think that's the thing. Is yes, there's been some turnover, but the people really haven't left. Austin went down there. He's at the middle school. He's going to do a phenomenal job and get our kids even more prepared when they get from the middle school to the high school. And I think it's a seamless transition, and so let's talk about your weight program without I know you're not going to get in detail. I'm not asking you, but I know that you're excited about the more than just the weights, but the flexibility.
It takes a lot of pressure off myself. I named Braden head of the weight room. And a little way into the second semester of school, and obviously everything we work together on. We have a very good platform we use. I'll say it that way, as far as how we can monitor what the kids are doing, how strong they're getting, how much growth they're having. So it's been a really good thing, a good transition down the road. And obviously with him being in the weight room, it doesn't help just football, but him being the head track coach helps our track program too. So it's been a good thing, because it's ultimately what he's very passionate about and what he's good at. So obviously he's a darn good football coach, but he's an even better guy in the weight room. So that's a good dual-headed monster to have on our staff for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome, Coach Hawkins.
Thank you.
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got here, and I know you two competed against each other. In one game in particular that I did not remember. I didn't know that you were there at that point, but I'll never forget that game as long as I live. But kind of tell everybody and let everybody know who you are, and welcome and welcome, Coach.
Well, I'm Coach Hawkins, Tim Hawkins. I've been doing this probably too long, but I think 36, 37 years, somewhere there. Started in 89, 90 at Tuscola High School with Doug Brooks. And he hired me right out of college. And it was a great place then, and it's still a great place. I've always loved that year, and I've tried to get back to Tuscola several times, but learned so much from him and listening to him last week and remembering back on the things that we did and how he ran his program. Just tremendous respect for him. And then went back home to Smoky Mountain, stayed there maybe 14, 15 years, became the head coach my last 5 while I was there. I was the head baseball coach for 7 years prior to being the head football coach. And that's where we ran into each other on a Friday night in Silva. We've talked about that and laughed about it.
Been a while.
We were ahead 29-10 and late in the third.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about the rest of that.
Things were said under Coach Nolan's breath that I cannot repeat on air.
I really still wake up sometimes thinking about that. It's crazy how football and momentum and things happen in a ball game. And but we just couldn't get it turned back around. But anyway, stayed at Smoky there, and I felt like it was God was calling me to go somewhere else after 5 years as a head coach. It was a good time to leave. Fred Goldsmith had been talking to me over at Franklin.
What a man.
Yeah,
I
great
love
coach.
that man.
Very much a mentor to me, and he talked to me about coming over there. And Josh had just taken the job. Fred had just stepped down, and I'd coached Josh and Jay while they were in high school, and so ended up going over there and stayed 1 year as a D-line coach and then defensive coordinator. And that's kind of where a lot of the things that you'll see of what we're doing came from, and developed and kind of picked up on from them and tweaked it and did our thing with it. But very successful there as a staff, and because we had good players and a good coaching staff, we worked hard at it. And then left there and retired from there and went to Cherokee for 5 years and was the head coach there the last 2 years. And we played 7-on-7 after I'd gotten the job. About literally, I think maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, we had a 7-on-7 schedule and we're playing. And then I just, got to the point there where I felt like I'd done what I could do and God was moving me again. And I thought I was done. I thought I was going to go home and be a grandpa. And Jonathan started making phone calls. And
We won't say how many.
the first offer he made me, I told him no. And then eventually he said something that really got my attention that I really thought was right in my wheelhouse. I told him. And so it worked out. And so here I am.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
And looking forward to the defense, see what you got going on the defensive side of the ball this year. Coach Seibert, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Year 2.
Yep.
Give us your story.
Yeah. Funny story, right? I actually started coaching. This will be my 3rd year coaching. First year was crosstown.
Yeah.
And I was over there with Coach Chappell. He brought me on to be the special teams coordinator there.
He's my friend. Good man.
Great man. Did that for a year. And without going into details, things happened. And he told me he'd make a phone call for me. And I'm glad he did. Got the call from Coach Crompton, and we met. And rest is history. Came on as a wide receiver coach and special teams coordinator. And now I'm doing a little bit of everything, I think. So I'm excited to be here for a 2nd year and just continue to learn and develop and get to the point. I'm now teaching at the school, which is huge. I started last semester with the kids, and it's been really good. I'm loving it, enjoying it, and ready to get going again.
Yeah. We won't go into detail, but his interview may go down as one of the best on the football side. I'll say it that way.
Definitely.
We'll leave it at that. But yeah, it's, we can go off track a little bit on the fact of that's the beauty of the coaching world. Doesn't matter where you coach or when you've coached. Excuse me. If you have respect for the game and or individuals, you try to help people out. And that's what Brett did. It did not matter where Brett had coached, where I'm coaching, all this stuff. Me and Brett still have respect for each other. We still communicate. I mean, obviously not on a daily basis, but we still talk. If one of us needs to talk to each other, we call each other. Yeah. If we want to chat about something, we'll text each other. And we're going to work on doing 7-on-7s down the road and all that stuff with him down in Chesney. But for him to reach out from your crosstown rival high school, to me, spoke volumes on what Coach Seibert would bring to the table. And especially with somebody of Brett's pedigree, with his track record, honestly, and that has nothing to do with a rival game. That's coach to coach and out of respect. That he had enough respect for Coach Seibert and myself to make a phone call and say, hey, you may want to call this guy and see what he can do. So that was a good moment. Obviously, I'm glad Brett called, selfishly, and to help us out.
Well, we're thrilled with it too, to tell you the truth. So, we got what, 38, 40 on the roster?
Roughly.
38 or 40. And again, as you look at the roster, we're still relatively young.
Yes.
I mean, there's seniors here that are going to be seniors, but man, there's a lot of those young bucks on here still.
Yeah, we're not necessarily senior heavy, and you're always going to run into that where that random year you've got 15 senior starters. That's eventually going to happen to any program.
Yeah.
Luckily, that's just not us at this moment. Now we are senior heavy at certain very important positions.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But once again, that's a year-to-year thing, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I am pleased with where we're at the moment. Obviously, our kids are still competing their butt off. They understand that it's our job to put the best 11 that gives us the best chance to win on the field at any given moment. So, we've made some adjustments, over the past couple weeks at certain places, and kids have really stepped up to the challenge.
And Coach Hawkins, you didn't have a ton of time when you started.
Right.
So I'm guessing, and again, I don't know. I mean, I would think that you're still in the process of, it's not install, but I mean, it's not second nature to them yet.
Right.
Exactly. So is it no X's and O's?
Right.
Well,
But I mean, it's probably different than these kids have run in a long time.
I don't know a whole lot about what they've done, previous to me.
Yes, sir.
And when I talked to Coach about coming, I said, do you want me to, because I've done it both ways in my career, I said, do you want me to learn what y'all are doing and continue on the path that you're on, or do you want me to just bring what I've done? And he said, bring what you've done and start with it. And I think that was really good for me. I told him I would do whatever he wanted me to do, but that was good for me to not have to try to learn some other terminology and another system. 11 on 11 football is 11 on 11 football, so there's a lot of carryover. But I would say that the kids are still, even though we're playing next week, we're still, we still got a lot that we could do that we haven't done. But I don't think it's really important that we try to throw everything at them early.
yes.
We try to get better at what we're doing and get really good and hone in on what we're trying to do. And that's what we did last week after that first scrimmage was we focused on eye discipline. I just focused on where are your eyes all week. And I think we played better in the second scrimmage. So, I don't know that we'll be doing a whole bunch of things early, but we'll try to be really good at what we're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it looks like they have bought in.
I feel this past week I started seeing more of that for the not that they hadn't listened and bought
Correct.
in, but I really started seeing some of it. And we made a few changes, like Coach said, with not necessarily taking people out of the lineup, but moving them around.
Yes.
But I thought that so much of defense, and I know this is coach speak, but
Sure.
it's true, is eye discipline. Where are your eyes before the ball snap? And then what happens after the ball snap with your vision. And so getting them to buy into putting their eyes on their read key first and then get a bigger vision as the play develops is a big part of it. And that's what I felt like we got better at last week. So there was some buy-in there.
Absolutely. And it was noticeable.
Yeah, thank you.
And to be brutally honest, I don't know that we'll see speed up here. They can run.
Yeah.
The kid from Hendersonville he's a different cat.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is.
I've always said this about scrimmages, and it's been true since I've been at Tuscola with Coach here. You don't game plan scrimmages. You don't watch a lot of film. You just have maybe a little bit of knowledge about what they've done in the past. You don't really know who does this, who's the best receiver, do they like to run, all those things you don't know. So it's not an excuse for playing poorly, but you just go out there and line up and try to get better.
Yeah.
And so I'm more concerned about how we play rather than the result of what happens.
Correct. That's the thing with scrimmages. Do the scrimmages go on with a W&L on your record? No. So people that write about, XYZ won a scrimmage, great. They're still 0-0. Does not matter. So I'm not. Hey, I'm just calling it like it is. So to me, scrimmages are about finding who's going to compete, who can give depth at XYZ position. That's what scrimmages are for. To get a lot of rotation going, to see who can play, who can help in these situations, or this personnel pack, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what they're really for. And like Coach said, we're not game planning, like actually game planning a scrimmage. Obviously, we're going to run what we're doing, but when you're scrimmaging, you're still in camp. Like you're still in quote unquote fall camp. So the game plan starts for week 1. Now we had started game planning for week 1 before fall camp, if that makes sense. I don't want people to think, oh, they're not game planning. That's not the issue. You don't game plan for a scrimmage. Yeah. You try to see, all right, can we run XYZ, hypothetically, can you run counter into this front? How can we get back to that? Can you run ISO into this front? Those are the things you look at in camp. All right, defensive side. Can we run this front versus this formation and have these guys still be able to cover? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what scrimmages are for. Learning moments along the way for your season to find depth, to find schematic issues that do and do not work, and then honestly, special teams. See who can punt, unless you've got a returning punter. See who can punt. See who can run down on kickoff, because most of the time they're not live. So you're just seeing guys try to move and see how they quote unquote wiggle those things. And I think we got a lot of good information from our 2 scrimmages.
Speaking of special teams,
Yeah.
talk to me.
They're special.
Yeah, they're special. They're good. I mean,
I think.
There it is.
Well, let me just say this.
yeah.
I think you guys, unless I'm wrong, and I could be, but I don't think I am. You guys do a good job of spending time with special teams and making sure that you guys understand that's a third of the football game.
100%.
Yeah,
and if you go back-
statistically speaking, one out of every 3 plays
Yeah.
throughout the game. So yeah, you got to have. That's why to me, that's what I tell our kids. That's why they're named special teams. You got to have special players out there that can make a play on any given moment. You get a turnover, your odds go up 90%.
This is an inside joke. You only fair catch. Travis Nolan in Georgia is going yes. That's the inside joke.
Don't put me back there.
So talk to me.
I preach to our kids, listen to what we say. I was the kid that was like, Coach, listen, he was 20 yards away. I got this. You can't, but they can't do that to me because I will lose my mind. You see what I'm saying? There is a double standard there.
I'll go
That makes
back
sense?
to
Don't do what I did.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do what I did because I was the idiot. Don't do what I did. Do what I said.
So that puts about 5 kids on blast for not being able to go back there at this point in time.
I will
Yes.
tell you
Yes.
that. Let me get back to it here. Just the improvement from one year to the next after you came on last year, with our special teams, was very obvious in our kicking game, kickoffs, field goals, extra points. It was you. So you did a heck of a job. So
Appreciate it.
where are we right now?
We're in good
The way-
shape. We're in good shape. Again, we're not X's and O's stuff, right?
Yeah, but
You know, we've got good people in the right place. I think we're still going to be really good at creating chaos. That's what I like to see from special teams. I want our guys to be fast and physical and make plays that change the course of the game. That's what we're looking for out of special teams. They get out there and punt, and let's do the best daggone job we can at punting the ball, pinning the opponent deep. We're going to do things a little differently here and there compared to last year, but I think they're all good changes and adjustments to the personnel that we have, and we're gonna do a good job of it. That's my job, and what I take great pride in having a great set of special teams groups.
And that goes back to what all 3 of you have said is, like with Coach Hawkins, this is what we want to do. We're going to run this defense, but you still have to adjust to the personnel because in high school football, you're not going to go. You can't. Well, you're not supposed to.
Well, you can be Grimsley and give a $1.2 million NIL deal, but
Yeah.
just saying. Sorry.
But,
Facts are facts, people.
But
It's probably fine to do that.
Yeah, but it happened. Trust me, we're not doing that. I'm just saying, but you want to go that route? Go ahead.
yeah. But It never fails. It never fails. And we're
There's
not
elite
even,
guys.
we haven't even got week 1 yet.
Guys,
We're-
you know this. There's at least one time a show that I'm calling somebody out.
oh my God.
It is what it is.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. We need to start a
Okay, so-
we need to start a tally.
There's one.
There's one. There's one.
So let me get into this, Jonathan. Everything starts up front.
On both sides of the ball.
Yep. But we're going to start on the O side before we get to the D side right now. Are we getting there?
You're really trying to get me to talk, aren't you?
Yep. No, I mean,
Okay.
you know,
I'm kidding. I know. I'm just messing with you.
Seriously.
That's an inside joke with Dusty. I got you.
Yes.
No, we are getting there. Coach Reinhardt's done a really good job with our kids. We're trying to build some depth, even from the JV up. You know what I mean? And I'll die on this hill.
Can I say this before you go further?
Maybe.
How impressive was the physicality of that JV group the other night?
Well, yeah.
My God, if I'm talking
Hey,
both sides of the
listen.
dadgum football, and if you were moving, you were struck.
Well, here's how this
and That
works.
was impressive. Now go back.
No,
I'm
hold on.
sorry.
Speaking of that, we have our 2025 Tuscola High School Thunder and Lightning Reggie Bush Lindo White combination. Jake Durbin is my little Reggie Bush.
Yep.
Ty Lucas is Lindo White. Hey,
And
and
both
it's
of those are freshmen.
freshman.
sorry.
Jake's a sophomore.
Okay.
Ty's a freshman, but it's hilarious. So Ty doesn't know that his nickname now is Lindo White. He'll know tomorrow.
He'll know today.
But Jake knows his name's Lil Reg. He knows that because first time I saw him, I was like, "Dang, dude, you're quick like Reggie Bush." He's like, "Oh, I like Reggie." I was like, "Cool, your name's Reggie now." So kind of side note story on that because the Jays played great.
But
Actually,
let's get back to the
back scrimmages, both scrimmages, they've done a phenomenal job of just competing. But and that also kind of back into it leads with Coach Reinhardt getting our O-line to be physical.
Yeah.
Or there's always going to be plays here and there. Defense is allowed to game plan too. You know what I mean? So we're always going to get some sort of leakage or a crazy blitz or something. Something's going to happen. And how do we respond? And our kids have responded well to it, especially at that level. So that's a good thing because we're trying to build depth for Friday nights. And we've had a couple guys rotating through in positions, and they've stepped up to the challenge and done a really good job. And so I'm pleased with where we're at, but I'm not pleased with where we need to be, if that makes sense.
Yes.
That's just because I have a very high standard on a lot of things. We're never done trying to get better, but we got better this past week. Now we got to get better tomorrow when we go to practice. And that's that's kind of the mindset of it because those guys, everybody around here knows. Oh, they're like, oh well, he played quarterback. He wants to throw football. I want to run the piss out of the football. I don't want to throw it. I want to run it, and it's fun coming up with running schemes. But our kids understand at any moment we can throw to get up, but I want to win the game in the trenches. That's just what it is. I want to win the game with the football in our hands, running it down somebody's throat, and instilling our will. That's what I want our O-line to do, and we're on our way of having that mindset another year worth, and Coach Reinhardt's done a really good job of instilling that in them every day of you got to be physical. You got to be physical. And I love it so much that one of the issues against Hendersonville was when we pass block, guess which way our O-line was going? Forward because they were so ready to run block. So there was a couple stunts. That's an easy correction. It's not an effort thing, and that's what I keep telling them. It's not an effort thing. It's just a little thing here and there. So if that's the biggest thing that they're doing at the moment, then we can correct that a lot easier than we can, or they're just not giving us anything. So that's the last thing. They're all five, and the guys that are trying to fill in and give us depth are playing hard. They're not giving up. They're getting everything they got, and that's as a coach, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
And so I'm pleased with that. We just got to get to where we're going to play the game.
Friday.
Yes.
And defensively, coach, in the trenches.
I feel good about the guys we got up there, and I feel like we're the same way. We're trying to develop more and more people that can play. Still working on pad level some. If you stay down, keep your pad level down, you give yourself a great chance of winning a battle in there. But when you start standing up and, like I say, looking around, then you're going backwards. And so still really honing in on pad level, but we've got some kids that can play in there. And I think We made a couple of moves to get more athletic in the front from our first scrimmage to our second scrimmage. And so we can laterally move quicker when the ball's going sideways, get out on the perimeter. And so I just feel like that, every day we're learning a little bit more about what we're doing. And that's exciting. And I feel like every day we're getting a little bit better than we were the day before. And that's why you practice. And I know eventually we'll feel like at some point that we've arrived. Now, if you arrive in the first week, a lot of times, that you're really not telling yourself the truth. So there's always things you can do to get better all the time. But, I think we're going to be fine up front, and I think we'll eventually have some depth up there to where we can spell some kids when they need it.
That's a big deal.
It is a real big deal. I mean, on the offensive and defensive line, that's where you'll see, that is so important. A lot of your skill kids at this level are multi-sport athletes. They play all the time. They stay in pretty good shape. They can run. But when you get up with those guys in the front and you start, having people lean on you and you lean on people 3, 4 plays, 5 plays, 6 plays in a row, at some point there you want to give effort, but it's not there to give. And so that's our job as coaches, is to get enough depth in there to where we can spell those kids.
Yeah, and that's something that, that I think it's been a point of discussion. I know that, again, we mainly just talk about families, but when we do talk about the football stuff, it is about depth, and it is about how do you, and I've asked you, and I've talked to you about it, is, the key to me is how do you manage yourself Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and keep everybody healthy and fresh, because I'm not. That's the biggest thing you're going to have this year, to manage this year. I know, I truly believe in my heart, from what you guys are going to be okay. You're going to be able to do what you need to do, but can we stay healthy? Can those guys up front? Because everything starts with those guys up front.
It does, but here's the thing. Everybody's in the same boat. It's high school football. Whereas everybody's as healthy as they're going to be the whole year.
Yep.
As of 3 weeks ago. It is what it is. Coaches are going to be mentally sore. Players are going to be physically and mentally sore, right? That's part of the game. So yes, it is about managing it, but it's also understanding at a certain point, am I hurt or am I injured?
Yes.
And that's right. And that is on myself and our training staff to go, hey, is, Coach Seibert, if he was a player, how bad is his left pinky toe, whatever it is, and have those talks and go from there and figure out how we're going to adjust practice. But the reality is everybody's as healthy as they're going to be 3 weeks ago. As soon as the first day of pads happened, or the first day of contact, August 5th, everybody's health level went down a notch. That's just part of it. It's okay. But yeah, you do got to manage it, but that's why we have cold tubs. That's why we have our training staff. That's why we have our, rehab facility with the hospital. So, we'll do the best we can when it comes to that. Obviously, you don't want to knock on what everyone knock on. You don't want any player to get injured. But if that does happen, then we have to figure out how to get them healthy and also find replacements. That's, I hate to say this, but that's called coaching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just part of it. I know some schools locally, but not like too close, I guess you'd say. They've lost 3 linemen each to broken legs, things like that. You don't ever want that to happen. But unfortunately, that is part of sports, and any sport, not just football, any sport. So yeah, we do got to manage it, but everybody's in that same boat. Like, that's just what it is. Every school, no matter the level, every organization is in the boat of, once you start the first day, that's the healthiest you'll be all year, from a coach to a player, because coaches is the mental side of it, and the players is both.
Yep. And because we're going to have, during the year, hopefully start next week, we'll have a couple of players in every week with us on our show. But this is I'm going to talk about one kid first. And I'm just, when I say his name, I just watch your face. And that's Ty Walker. I'll never forget. When he was a freshman, and we went on a family thing to eat, and you looked up and you said, I'm telling you, this kid is different. And I said, oh, Jonathan, he's just a freshman. Yeah, man, I love that kid.
But
I love everything about it. And I'm not
No.
I don't want to single him out over anybody
I
else.
know.
But I just love the way this kid carries himself, the way he plays the game.
I get it, but all right,
Passion.
that's great. But here's what you got to realize: his mentality is not just him.
Correct.
We have so many kids, and I could just go down the list. I don't want to because it would take me an hour of all the kids that understand not just him, but screw it, Isaiah, Elijah, Jet, Bryson.
Yeah.
You see him?
Absolutely.
Bryce.
Go.
Like
Yeah.
all these kids understand that mindset of it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to, the old cliche, you're gonna have to kill me to get me to come out of the game. You know what I mean? Like Isaiah Hyatt, he gets genuinely pissed off at me if I try to hold him out of a couple of reps in practice. That's a good thing. From a coaching standpoint, that's the mindset you want to have. James Lawner, like, he's our starting, one of our starting DBs. He takes every rep. Him and Lucas Reinhardt, starting defensive end, take every rep of scout team defense 100 miles an hour to get themselves better. It's not just, and don't worry, I'm not knocking Ty, but his mindset is all their mindset because now they've been around me for long enough that that's my mindset is I don't care who you are. Listen, you're my dad. I'm going to beat the ever living piss out of you if we go play sport. That's my mindset. I don't care. Does that make sense? Yep. In between those white lines, that's how my mind works. We step out off the white line.
Yeah, you better call your mama.
That's fine. We can go do this right now. It don't matter.
I'm in fuego.
But that's fine. But you see what I'm like? That's the mindset, and that's where as soon as you're off the court or the field or the golf course or the baseball field, whatever it is, then you can be buddies again. That's where our kids understand. And one of the ones that has came so far, Felix Lopez, just with his mindset of, you know what, yeah, it is my senior year, but you know, I can be X, Y, Z. I can do this, and holding himself accountable. So we have so many kids
It's awesome.
that are doing that. Blake Cleary, like Cameron Hall stepping up massively. I mean, massively. Then you've got the kids that are in, that are young, that also have all they've heard is me, and they've bought into this. Now, granted, sometimes I understand. Sometimes that will lead to a certain personal foul because they do have the intensity because I'm intense. You know what? That's on me, is what it is. That's the talks that I'll have with them behind closed doors. Does that make sense? So everybody, I don't expect it to happen. We can't let it happen. But there's a difference in having intensity and passion and letting somebody bully you. You ain't ever going to bully me. That's a fact. That's how my mind works. Sam Trantham, John Henson, Everett Messer, Chase Smalley. Oh, by the way, they're all sophomores. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That does not matter. Then you can go to the JV level and you go, dang, we got a couple of these kids are the same way. That we're 10th grade heavy on the JVO line. We only got one freshman starting. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for development. With Owen, Vinny, Brennan, Nick, right? Cooper stepping in at center. Hell, the crazy one of the program in a funny way, Henry, Spivey. Listen, man, Henry's got one speed. It's 0 to 200. It ain't even 100. He bypasses 100 in a heartbeat. But you know what? He flies to the ball. He understands what we want to do, and he's never going to quit. You will have to hurt him to get him out of the game. So, yes, 100%.
Yes.
When you said with Ty, but I'm saying is now we have so many kids that I can just keep naming them that they all have the same mindset. It doesn't matter. They all have the same mindset. And now guess who gets on each other? Don't slack because they're going to call you out. Internal. That's when a team is happening. When they understand, if I call out Coach Seibert on the field, I'm not being a prick. I'm just saying, hey man, you pick your stuff up just like I want him to tell me to pick mine up. You know what I mean? Like that. Now we're able to do that from the players and it not be taken negatively. It's, no, you're right, that's on me. That's my fault. I got you. All right, we're running sprints yesterday. We can't see all 80 kids. You know what I'm saying? We can. We try to. But it's hard when you've got 10 coaches trying to watch while everybody's finishing. 2 kids, hey, coach, I owe another one. I didn't get it. Cool. thank you. That's where we're at, and that's what's so fun to see from top to bottom is that everybody has bought into that mindset of be the best you can be every day. Don't care who you are, right? Who, where, when, whatever you want to call it, but I just call it the standard. And that's where, yes, it did start 2 years ago with Ty starting as a 14-year-old freshman. It did. And I've told him that. There's a reason why I started him as a freshman at 14, because I wanted the culture to start with him and then Isaiah. Isaiah had the JVs that year with that culture. And they're the same class. And that's why their lockers are beside each other. Right as you walk in the locker room, right beside Jet. Because those, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it works. And so, I mean, I can talk for days about them. I mean, because it's fun. It's fun to get up and go to work and see them. And they know that my office door's open. Heck, I walk in there during lunchtime and I got 15 of them hanging out on my couch, eating lunch, shooting the bull. That's what I'm looking forward to tomorrow. When we get back into school is just being able to be around them during the school day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And those relationships that continue to build that the freshmen will see because they haven't got to come to school yet, that they'll start getting that, even though we have a good relationship, that relationship will build like quicker, even amongst teammates, because now they're around them from really 8 to 6.
Yeah. And it's, yeah, that's all you're correct. But again, that kid just, everything about him, I love it, and I love the fact that they are passionate about what they're doing, and they're, you saw, to me, and again, I understand scrimmages, and plus, truthfully, I know you. Yeah, you want to win, but you
I don't do crap in scrimmages.
You don't do anything in the scrimmage but to make
sure
that
he knows. Look at him.
reps.
Look at him laughing. He gets it.
But you just, so that, people are going, oh my God. And we're going to be okay. Because, yeah. So anyway, enough about that. Man, we're going to Robbinsville. History, wow. In the state of North Carolina, maybe Charlotte Independence. At the 4A has this history ain't gonna win Friday, but I mean that's a cool place to go play, and that's a heck of an environment. You've been there quite a bit, Coach,
Yes, sir.
and I think that's mountain football.
Yeah, they play a throwback game, no doubt about it. Them and that whole conference, and we'll probably see things that you probably saw in the 70s and 80s. And that's not a negative toward them. They still do it and do it well. Mm-hmm. And that's the style of play that they want to get you in, and they take pride in it. They believe in what they're doing, so they don't panic. And so it's a great place to go play. It's a great opportunity. It fires me up to get to go back there. We played them a lot of years two times in a season, because we would end up playing them in the playoffs after we played them in the regular season when I was at Cherokee. But if you're going to open up a season, what better place to do it than there, and have that kind of challenge and get your kids ready to go. And we know that if we do what we're capable of doing and play like we're capable of playing, we're going to be right there. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be my first time going there. I've heard a lot of great things about the school and obviously their football team. But listen, the group of kids that we have this year, I love going to battle with them. So I'm very much looking forward to that challenge to start the season, see where we're at, see where we can build off of, and go from there.
All right, Jonathan.
What's that?
That's just me and you.
Blooper
Might as
time.
well start at the beginning.
I'm gonna say blooper time. Here it comes.
No. Truthfully, all joking aside, when you the last 7 or 8 months in the progress that you guys have made, how do you feel about where you are going into Friday?
Well, but-
not you. You know,
I
when I
know-
say you, I'm talking about
I know.
our program.
Well, I told you before. I mean, I'm pleased with where we're at, but I'm never going to be pleased at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we're always trying to get better. You know, when the state said that, my words, the conferences don't matter, and then it was only RPI. I mean, that's why we've got Robbinsville, Cherokee, and South Caldwell on our schedule to boost our RPI. There's a reason why we scheduled those, because our conference is tough as it is, but to get in the playoffs now, you got to have a high RPI. So I'm excited for Friday because it's another football season. Like Coach Haber said, man, I go to battle with this group of kids any day, anywhere, and I'm excited as I'll get out for it. But I'm not going to overlook tomorrow's practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to make sure we're prepared for that. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's what's on my mind right now, is making sure that the script is ready, the schedule's ready, you know, the weight program's ready, because now it's back to a normal standard schedule with school being in. So it's, the first day's always weird because of, it's not a full day of school, all that stuff. So, you know, it is a little more of a challenge tomorrow. But just overall, like I said, I am pleased with where we're at, but I'm also not, because I have high expectations of myself, our staff, and our players. And they know that I don't mean that negatively. It's just I know what we can do. But now, like I've told them for 2 months, it's time to go prove it. There's nothing, you know. The 2017 New England Patriots were the best team on paper all year. Then they lose in the Super Bowl to the 9-6 Giants. It does not matter. I say that to say, not comparing us to New England. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying, to say it doesn't matter what you do. You can prepare all day. You still got to go play. And that's just the point of the season we're at, is now it's time to go play. Yeah. Now the fun part begins. You know, now we don't have to beat each other up for all spring, summer, and fall camp. Now you get to go play games. So there's that light at the end of the tunnel for them. And I think that's what's exciting, because you can feel that energy around the kids. And I'm sure every program's the same way. But Robbinsville's not an easy place to play in general, much less, you know, open and weak. So we've got a work cut out for us. They're going to, in case you wondered, they're going to run the football. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. I mean, we know that they know that we know that they know, you know. And I say that like Coach Ford out there, he knows I'm messing around. Like, they do what they do, and they do it well. And they're disciplined on both sides, or really all three phases of the game. And you've got to play almost a perfect game to beat a team like that. I mean, truthfully, they've ran the same offense from the time they were 7. You know what I mean? And so they know how to run their version of trap or buck sweep or power or any of their stuff. They've ran it so long in their life that it's just now it's second nature. So we have to make sure that we're prepared with, like Coach Hawkins said, with our eye discipline, because it is a play like trap hits so quick. It hits so quick that if your eyes for the split second move, it's a home run. It is a touchdown. Doesn't matter if it's 99 yards or 1 yard, and they're good at that stuff. So I know we'll be ready, you know. But then it's just time to go play.
Yeah. Anything, Coach, before we get out of here for you?
Excited for the season. I'm ready to get going. It's been a good summer, good spring, good fall camp, and now it's time to get out there and do what we do best.
Well, and listen, I'm gonna get you and I need to get in the putting contest, because when we were in the tournament, I was, you know, you gave me one little tip, and I put the eyes out of it.
Yeah.
You and I are gonna have to have a contest.
Anytime.
Coach, anything before we go? And by the way, to you two, I'll thank you for being here. Thank you for coming and spending your time here today. Our kids, it's really special that people care enough about these kids in this program to go on a Sunday afternoon at 2:00 and go, hey, I'm going to go up there and just spend my time away from my family. So first, thank you too.
Absolutely.
I just like to take a little moment and just, you know, think about full circle for me and for my life, and starting at Tuscola in 89-90, first year out of college. And then who would ever thought that here I'd be sitting in, I guess it's 2025. Crazy. And I'm honored to coach at Tuscola. you know, I went to Civil Webster, and the opening game of every season was Tuscola, Battle of Balsams. Civil Webster, by the way, is Smoky Mountain now. And so, you know, there was hatred there. There was two teams that we hated, and that Coach Brooks said it, and that was Swain and Tuscola. And so it was a respect-hate, though, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
And so it's an honor to be coaching at Tuscola, and I know how much tradition's there, how much pride that Tuscola's always had in its programs and its football programs specifically. And so I don't take that lightly. I'm excited about it.
I think everybody is. Travel well. I don't know that. I don't believe going towards Robbinsville. I'm going to be more like a traffic cop this year, depending on where we travel. I don't think there's any major construction between here and Robbinsville.
I don't think, but who knows?
I don't think that there is, but I'll check and we'll have it on the network if there is. But guys, thank you. Oh,
Last thing.
yes, sir.
Thursday, 6:30, CU Weatherby, JVs versus Owen. Come out and you know, hopefully listen, it's like everybody, there's one team every year that gets to try to defend. So that's the first game in trying to defend a conference championship for our Jays. Obviously Owen's not in the conference, but still got to play the game. So we're excited to watch them play Thursday, 6:30 against Owen.
And again, man, just they play so hard and they compete.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, they play for each other,
Oh,
and
my
but
God.
that's where both teams. That's what we're getting at both levels now. Is that they're not? I told them
they
don't
are
play.
worth the price of
I'm
admission.
saying don't play. Listen, they're not playing for me or Coach Seibert or Coach Hawkins. They're playing for each other. We're only as good as our players, and that goes for every staff. Any coach that says different is a liar. You're as good as your players. We can't do it for them. They have to go out there and listen to us, and we have to trust them to have their ability. But we have to adapt to them, and I think that's what we have done, is adapt to our players' strengths. And but I'm telling you, our Jays are fun to watch. That's for darn sure. So we're excited.
Hey, it's our show. We can do what we want. So tell me, and I don't name names because I don't want to have that conversation with you, but explain the 8-quarter rule. And I'm sure we're going to have some 8-quarter kids.
Well, every team
because
will.
it's really. It seems very complicated. It shouldn't be. But explain the 8-quarter.
Every other sport it is, because every other rule is dumb.
Okay. And
Every
explain
other sport
what
is
it
dumb.
is.
I know every other sport is dumb. Football, they at least give a little leeway. You can dress 10 kids per year that are JV specific players.
On Fridays.
Yes, but you designate. I could designate number 10 on week 10 if that makes sense. It doesn't matter, but you don't get more than 10. But if I designate David Crompton, and then I pull David Crompton up, I only have 9. I do not recoup your position. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, we only get 10.
Okay.
There you
10
go.
players or 10 quarters.
10 players.
Okay.
You only get 10 spots. And paperwork involved each week. But if you play one play, that's a quarter. When you reach 8, I got to pull you up. So if you play one play in 8 quarters, you cannot play JV anymore, essentially. Say it that way.
So that's a fine line that you guys got to jiggle and juggle.
Well, yeah, and the 8 quarter is strictly for depth. Like, so you strategically pick, what positions we need, and then we'll 8 quarter those kids, just like every other school. Everybody does the same thing, and going, we're the thinnest at whatever position. We need 8 quarter these kids in case something happens. We have a player. You don't just 8 quarter. You don't 8 quarter 10 kids week 1. I'll tell you that, because once you reach 10, you don't get another one. Even if you pull them up, you do not recoup that position when you pull them up. You only get 10 spots. Like I said, they're more lenient with football, because in basketball, volleyball, and baseball, if you sit on the bench, they count that as a game. That's just that's what I'm saying. Like, North Carolina needs to do better in that sense for those sports. Truthfully,
For the kids.
that's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. That's not fair, because those get 24 games. Well, if you play the JV game, that's 1. If you sit on the bench on varsity, that was 2. So you just lost 1 next week. That's not fair to the kid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it is a little more lenient in football, but it's not. And I'm saying I don't coach any other sport, so I'm not saying that to help myself. Like that. That's not fair to the kids. The sports at this level are supposed to be about the kids, and I do not think our state does do what's best for the kids. It's my opinion on a lot of things when it comes to those types of rules. You know what I mean? Now I agree. I get it. They don't need to play 48 games a year. That's not what I'm getting at. But you can do better than that. I'll say it that way.
Okay. So we will be here next Saturday morning at 8:00. Sorry, but that's the way we've always done it. At 8:00.
We'll TBD.
And we'll have hopefully we're going to review hopefully a victory out in Robbinsville and get ready to talk about Cherokee. And we'll hopefully have a couple of players in here with us for Coach Crompton and myself. And guys, again, thank you so much. Ryan is running the show back there behind the scenes. Thank you. It takes the pressure off of me because I've sat here for 2 years and Jonathan sometimes would go, Dad, push the button because they can't see this. And
Bloopers.
And you know, I cannot, and our sponsors are running across the bottom of the screen. Cannot thank them enough. I mean, seriously, this stuff is the way that we're doing it now. You know, we started out with a computer.
Mm-hmm.
We just started with one computer and just kind of
You're just trying to have fun with it.
spitting in the wind.
See what happens.
And now, if you came up here and you would see what we've got multi-cameras, we've got cameras that move, we've got lights, we've got fancy schmancy microphones.
You got to have the lights to make us look better.
You know,
Let's say it that
so
way.
we got a lot
You
of
know.
things
All the
happening.
help I can get.
Exactly.
And then we're gonna get our schedule when you're free, so we can do our college football stuff during the week, because there's a lot of stuff that we're gonna talk about.
I'm gonna be calling out every school for no reason.
And by the way, who's your favorite college football team?
Don't ask him. Don't
I have
ask
to
him.
know.
Don't ask him.
It's already
Listen,
late.
we just built a wall right
Oh
here.
my God, is that Alabama?
No, it's
Okay.
not that.
Worse than that.
I just got defending national champion.
See, there it is.
Defending national champion.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If I'd have known this when I called, I'm just,
And believe me, I'm alone in Western North Carolina pretty much.
oh, trust me, I've heard about the playoff game plenty of times this year.
Who won?
Sure as hell wasn't us.
There's just a week coming up in November. We won't talk to each other at all.
Who's your team?
Penn State.
Slightly aggressive there, buddy.
Oh my gosh! But hey, and again, that's okay. We own the network.
We have fun talking smack about football for no
Did
reason.
you three guys see what they did to Michigan and what they did to Coach Harbaugh?
Yes.
10
The-
years.
10-year show cause
Hey.
and $20 million.
Hey, you know what? He's no different than Pete Carroll at Southern Cal when I know I was getting in trouble
Okay,
and I left. No, but that's why they leave to go to the NFL. I'm
Yeah.
not being funny.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not a knock on him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the team wasn't the best team. They were, but he knew he was about to get sanctioned. Pete Carroll knew he was about to get sanctioned. He goes to the Seahawks. It's the same thing. I'm not condoning it.
Yeah, I get what
But I'm just saying that's why Jim left. You don't just leave after a national championship just to leave. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to and Coach, now that I know, you don't have to be here, but we can do it via the thing, and you can be on with us because the coaches show is awesome.
Yeah.
But the stuff that we do during the week, when we talk about college football and we talk about the NIL, and Jonathan just goes nuts.
A little bit.
I've heard a little bit of it on the field house.
Well, because
Yes.
he's all about, and I get it. He wants them to make some money.
No, not what it is though.
Yeah.
No.
But it's
Hey, I'm
just
all about. Listen, man. You want a card signing? Cool. Go do it. You want some revenue from your jersey sales? Cool. But you making $8 million a year? Get out of here, big dog.
Yeah.
I go like that's.
I do too.
Like I can't get on board for that.
Because I'll tell you, and again, we'll get off in just a minute. One of the most surreal things is I'm at work one day, and he had been, you were at Tennessee.
Been a few years.
No, but he was at Tennessee, and my cell phone rings, and it's Janet, and I go, hey, babe, what's up? She goes, oh my gosh, you need to get up here. I said, what are you talking about? We're so old now. You're so old.
Thanks.
J.C. Penney's in the mall, in the Asheville Mall. J.C. Penney. She said, I'm up in the sports department here. You need to get up here. I said, but I'm in Waynesville. She said, get up here. So I drove up there, and there's these just racks of hundreds of these Tennessee number 8 jerseys. And she's going, oh man, that's awesome. I'm going, yeah, that's awesome. Nobody knows. It's just her and I, and you're a parent. You go, wow, that's cool. And then later on that night, I started thinking, wait a minute. Wait a second. He's calling me because he needs $25 for gas.
Because I ain't got no money in
He has
college.
no money.
Like,
I can't wait. We'll have great discussion with that, and we'll talk about it as the season goes on. But I will tell you, I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited for our kids in our community. And I'm gonna look at the camera. Don't worry about the scrimmages because he doesn't give one rat's patootie about a scrimmage.
and I also don't care what anybody says about my patootie either.
So we're going. So I'm
saying.
looking forward to Friday. Golly, man, it's another season, and there's nothing like Mountaineer football. The passion, even when the people that give you a hard time, I admire the fact that they care enough.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have people that care,
No,
then it'd be just like coaching any or playing on any other team. And you've seen those. This ain't that place, and that's pretty daggone.
but that's what I've told our kids. Anytime they're in the community, go thank any business, any person they see, because our community has backed us so much. And with everything we've been able to do, when I showed up, we didn't even have a freaking O-line sled.
We didn't have a football.
Like, the name of the game's football, and we didn't have a football. You're right, truthfully. But being able to buy 2 O-line chutes, O-line sleds, linebacker chutes, 2-man bull sleds, tackling sleds, the 250-pounder, like the big ones, those, obviously footballs. The things,
weight room.
but updating certain things in the weight room, updating certain things in our locker room, being able to get more cold tubs for the players, like things like that.
It's amazing.
And it's not because we quote unquote spend the money out of football. It's because our community. We don't. It doesn't just miraculously appear.
It's amazing.
And being able to do the things that we're going to do this year, I'll leave it at that, is because of our community.
Absolutely.
And that's what's so fun about being here, is, it's literally like playing. Sorry, it's like playing in the SEC. It ain't the Big Ten.
Oh my
You know
God!
what I mean?
He cannot
I
help
cannot
himself.
help it.
He cannot help
I got 2
himself.
Big Ten guys here. I can't help it. I don't want to talk about I want to talk about that game. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about.
But anyway,
I think Ohio State would fit well in the SEC.
Oh, there's no doubt, but they're not because they're scared. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Now you know what goes on after practice.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, our community is like, we've always said the reason why I went to Tennessee was because SEC football is like a religion. Tuscola football is like a religion.
yeah.
And that's what's fun, is our kids get to reap the benefits of our community, not just football, but our basketball program, our baseball program, our girls soccer, our girls basketball, all these things.
You look at
I
him
mean,
with the girls' basketball. Program.
well, yeah, but I'm going to go another step. It's a new golf coach, boys golf coach. But no, watch this.
Can I be your assistant?
I already called it.
I already have one.
Already called it.
And there's no other spaces available.
Already called it.
You don't want both of them together.
I
No,
don't
you
think
do
so.
not. I already called it. Sorry. Dibs. But what I'm saying, but the best part about our community is they had custom-made Titleist golf bags donated for all the players, brand new. Like, that's what we get here. And so it's not just football.
Yeah.
Now that's what everybody thinks. Oh, it is Tuscola. It's everybody together.
The heel.
Our school and our community is so awesome in that sense that if any sport needs something, our community will make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, hey, so they got a big. No, all you gotta do is go ask XYZ business or friend that they know, and they'll be like, hey, give me 48 hours. And they'll make it happen for any of our sports. That's what's fun about it. So we're excited, top to bottom. We're excited to get things going this Friday.
Can I ask what our uniform, or is that not you're not going to tell me?
Stop asking questions.
So you're not going to tell me?
Well, no, I'm just kidding. Grass, so black pants. I'm not. And then I was on the road, white jerseys. I love that look though. Now if it was turf, we probably wouldn't wear black pants, but because it's grass stains, there's a chance of rain. So yeah, we'll wear black pants, white shirts. this week. And the best part is with, once again, having so many supporters, we're able to have different combinations. We probably won't go the same combination each week, which is fun because we do wear the high socks. We have 3 pairs of socks they're able to wear. So it'll be little things different, but our players get to pick out the uniforms and depend on home and away of what they want to wear. And little things like that, I think they deserve as much time and effort they put in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we'll go black socks, black pants, white shirts this week.
Outstanding. It's the first time that he said that, because usually it's like the CIA top secret, and we'll just wait till warm-ups. Okay. So anyway,
Well, see,
let's
look,
travel well.
little
No, I'm
teasers.
gonna cut him off.
Yeah, but in case you're wondering, we got to keep your knee pads. If it ain't covering knee pads, we'll kick their butt out of the game, coach. They're out.
Oh,
They're
God.
gone.
Okay, here we
Sorry.
go. I did see that Friday. That's the-
You did say me.
Softballs over there.
But that was the first time Friday I did see them do that. They went over, and your guys were telling each other, "Pull your pants, pull your pants." So
Well,
at least they were aware.
Friday, they at least were saying, hey, it's a scrimmage. Go talk to him. Your boy Larry won't do that because Larry doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, so anyway, we will see everybody out in Robbinsville Friday night. Let's travel well, and thank you. We'll see you we'll see you next Saturday. Trying to get our schedule together for the start of our college football and the end of our Major League Baseball, and our bet went.
Listen, I don't want to talk about that,
I don't
okay?
talk about that.
I don't want to talk about
Dear
that.
God,
The Orioles have,
yeah.
they're not.
So
I want to talk about that, okay?
So
That's my
Ryan,
team.
Ryan, get us out of here, and we'll see everybody Saturday, but probably before. Thank you, guys. Thank you, coaches.